Hi, I'm going over Learning Guide 17 today. It's going to be my last video film, so I'm actually really excited. So now what we're going to do is that we are going to use the cone-side law to figure out the equation for this. So the first thing you're going to do is that because the angle is here, the equation you're going to use is F2. And then you are going to add in your other numbers, which is 21 squared plus 3 squared. Now we're doing the squared because this is going to look like the hypotenuse theorem, because that's what the cone-side law. The Pythagorean theorem is based on the cone-side law. So if you know the cone-side law, it's a squared plus b squared equals c squared, which is what we're doing here, but with different numbers. Now you're going to add on to that, and what you're going to do is you're going to minus 21, 30, and then your cos of the angle, which is 123. And that is going to give you 2027.245184. Now you're not done yet. Now what you have to do is you have to square all of this. Now by the way, if you're putting this into a calculator, make sure to close your brackets. And you can cheat when you're doing this. You would just hit second root, second negative, close the bracket, and we'll just put in your answer, and that will give you 45.0. And that is, so that would be in cms, and that is the one that we would, so that is the, sorry, that is the number of this side. So now we're going to use the cone-side law again, but this time we don't have a given degree, so we're going to have to find one. Now the angle we're going to want to be finding is this angle here, which is B. So how you're going to do it is you're going to do similar before, but you're going to find the side across from the angle you want to find, which would be 10. So you would do 10 squared plus 17 squared plus 11 squared, and then minus 2, 11, divided, and cos. Now, we want to isolate our cos, so what we're going to do is we are going to basically bring this, this is equals, we're going to bring this part of the equation over onto this side. So how that's going to be written is that we're going to do 10 squared minus, you would change sides, and because this would be positive, this becomes a negative. They're all once again squared, and you're going to divide it by your other numbers. Sorry about my brother. I am downstairs helping him with math, and he's being loud. So once you divide that, it's going to give you 0.8288777053. Once again, you're going to have to square root it. You can use the same method as before. And it will give you 34.016, which you can round up to 34. So that means this degree here is 34 degrees. So now what we're going to do, we're basically going to use the two methods we did before and use them together now. So we're going to have our p squared, because we're going to be doing this angle here, and then our 29 squared plus our 28 squared minus 2, 2928 with a cos of 52. Type that into your calculator, make sure to close your brackets, and you're going to get 625.1657641. You're going to square that, and it's going to give you 25, which is going to be this number here. Now what you're going to do is you're going to find the degrees, which is using what we used before. So it's going to be 28 squared, because we were wanting to find this angle here, and we would look across. 28 squared equals 25 squared plus 29 squared minus 2 over 25, 29, and cos. We are going to convert it like we did before. So basically the same method as we did before, but instead of just using the 1, we're using the 2 together. We're going to change them both into negatives because we're changing the size by moving it over. Divide it by our other number. And that is going to give us 0.4703448276. Now, if you watched our last video, you know that if you do second thing, cos, brackets, second negative, you can do that, and it will convert it into 61.9433, and which would be this angle. So that would be 61.94. Now we want to know all of the angles like we want to know all the sides. So instead of doing this again, there's a much simpler way we could do it, because every triangle equals 180. So we take our 180 and we minus our 52 and minus our 61.45. That means our last degree has to be 66.06, which would be this one. And then you know all your sides and all of your percentages of triangle. Now our last one, I will be using the sine Archimedes law. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. So the first thing we have to do is that we have to figure out our h, which is the height of the triangle, which is this dotted line here. How you find out your h is your h is equal to your sin, which our sin would be 30, equal to your m over 24. So how you would write that is 24 times sin 30, which would equal 12. So that means our height is 12. Now we have to figure out if we have 1, 2, or no triangles. How you do that is that you look at your base. So our A side, this side of the triangle, which we would say is A, is bigger than this side. It's smaller than this side. But our A is bigger than our height. So knowing that, we know that we have 2 triangles. And we have to figure out both of them. Now for our first triangle, we are going to find the missing stuff. So how we would do that is that if we're trying to find this angle, we would do what we did before. So we're missing our sin of C over 24. Now this is reverting back to learning guide 16. That's equal to 30, because opposite, over 16. Now, we would do, this is basically a redo of learning guide 16. So we're going to basically be doing everything we learned before in a past video, which I hope you'll watch. Which, now what we have to figure out, we figure out is equal to 2.75. We would use the same method we did in the last video when we have when we have a decimal number, and that will convert it to 48.59, which we are going to round up to 49.6. So now that we know that, we are going to find our last angle. And once again, we don't have to do this angle here and all that jazz. We only have to take our 180 because every triangle's angles will add up to 130. So knowing that, we just have to minus the angles we already know from 130, and that will give us our last one, which is 101.5. Now if we fill it in, this is 101.4, I mean. Why did I say 5? And this is 48.6. So next thing we have to do is we have to find our sides. We know all our angles. Now we have to look at our sides. So how we're going to do that is we're going to basically do what we did before, and it's going to be our b over sin 104 I mean, because b 104. How you would look at it is basically there's these little numbers that are across, and that's what we kind of want to match up. So this will match up, this will match up, and this will match up. How is it equal to that? And then for this one, we do 16 over sin 30. Cross multiply and divide. We got 16 times sin 101.4 times sin 30, and it equals 7.84. Now if we look here, we can show what all of our stuff is. So we know our A angle equals 30, our A side equals 24, our B angle equals 101.4, our B side is 16, our C angle is 48.6, and the side is 7.84. So now we know our first triangle. But as I said before, there are two triangles. So we're going to have to basically do that again, but for our second triangle. Now, the second triangle is basically, so because it's half of the angle, we know that this side is 24, this side would be 12, and this angle is still 30. But the outside angle here would be our C angle, which is 48.6. Now, using that knowledge, we're going to take our 180, because every triangle adds up to 180, minus the 48.6, and that equals 131.4. So we know the C angle for this one is 131.4. Next thing we have to do is we take our 180, we minus the 30, we minus the 131.4, and that shows us that our B angle is 18.6. So now if we write it here, our A angle equals 30. We'll leave room for our side. Our B angle equals 18.6. Leave room for the side. And our C angle equals 131.4. Last thing we're going to do is we're going to figure out our sides. So how we're going to do that is we're going to do our C, which is the side we're trying to figure out, sin 131.4, and that's equal to 12 over 30. We're going to do sin 131.4 times 12 in the front divided by 30 equals 18. So now we know that our A side is 24, our B side shoot, I'm sorry, I kind of messed up. Our B side equals 12, and our C side now equals 18. And that is how you solve the sin abyssea question when you have two triangles.